14 podcast. We're back. Less than a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training. Avery's flu game. How's the strep throat? And it wasn't me that got you sick because I never had strep. To make that very clear.
No, you definitely helped at some point. No, dude, it's just the sickest I've ever been in a long time. And right now I'm dealing with I can't eat. Like my throat and my chest hurts so bad I can't eat anything.
Really?
So I'm just in hell. The last down 12 pounds this week, which is a nice start.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 12 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so yeah, I've just been in absolute hell. There's
a positive right there.
No, that's what I said. I was like, I'll take that if we could keep that off for a little bit. Yeah, been a really hard week. Yeah, so happy to hopefully be on the right side of it, but again, just like sweating and fever and sore. It was crazy.
You hate to see it, and like last year I was really sick and I missed your birthday. Yeah, yesterday you were obviously battling with strep throat and missed Max Styler. And I know I say this for every fucking concert I go to. He's unbelievable, and I know our listeners probably don't really know that much about house music and stuff, but honestly, man, he put on a show from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. By the way,
oh, that's crazy.
And he just consistently just kept playing bangers like. I don't know if our listeners can relate to this, but when they're at concerts, I kept looking at my phone and being like, I really don't want this to end. Like, it was just like, he said he was one to question mark. So I kind of knew he was going to be till kind of 4, but the entire thing, I was like, I do not want this shit to end. He's so good, dude.
That's what you want when you go out to those. It's just like, I hope, but 1 to 4 is just an insane time.
Yeah.
Because I woke up and I saw that I gave my tickets to Randa and Alto.
Yeah.
And I saw 3:30 they were texting in there. I was like, oh man, I couldn't believe that. And then I just heard he went on till 4. I couldn't imagine doing the next day after that. But
sick.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Sick. I love shout out Max Tyler. I ended up actually meeting him. So
Really?
like he walked to the bathroom. And he walked right past me and I just kind of dapped him up or whatever. Obviously, he has no fucking idea who I am. But I was just like kind of cool. But this dude, to be a DJ, like he had girls legit holding up Snapchat on their phone saying threesome to him.
Yeah.
And he was just nodding his head. It's like he's just nails. It's like it's the sickest thing ever. They want to be podcasters. We want to be idiot. We want to be house music artists. It's sick. But yeah, shout out Max Styler, man. What a show. And I if you're a listener and you live in London, he's there in February at London Music Hall. I can't imagine how much that's gonna be so fucking sick as well. But yeah, shout out Max Styler. Sick. Listen to his music if you want to kind of tap into the house scene. But let's go into baseball talk for this week, Avery. Pete Alonso has been a Blue Jay, and he hasn't been a Blue Jay. Where are we at with this, man?
You know where we're at with this.
Well, this is where I'm at with it. I know for a fact the Jays had the highest offer. It's kind of a situation the Jays had with Santander, right? Highest offer out there. Player kind of waiting a little bit. Is it crazy to say, Avery? I don't know if he wants to be a Blue Jay. Is that crazy to say?
I think he wants to be a Met. Like,
yeah, he wants to be a Met.
Why wouldn't he want to be a Met? It's the most perfect fit. It's what we said last, or I guess when the Santander news dropped. Pete Alonso as a Met is the right fit as to what is going on. I mean, the Angels is a fit, I guess, but not how Pete Alonso wants to continue his career after you sign Juan Soto. So I think he knows that. Boris knows that. He's obviously explained that to Scott Boras, and Boris is doing his best to try and get him back on the Mets. And by that, it's obviously the mouthpieces coming out saying, okay, he's close to signing with the Blue Jays. He met with the Angels. And then you have Steve Cohen even come out yesterday saying he doesn't like how the opt-outs and deals have worked with that thing. They're trying to get each other up and down. They're just working each other one-on-one, it feels like. And the Jays it's the worst. I hate when people use it. But he's just, if the Blue Jays are going to be the highest offer, the Mets aren't going to budge. At the last second, he'll take the Jays offer. He wants to be a Met. It's pretty obvious in my mind, based on everything that's come out and how they're kind of dealing with this right now.
I will say, though, like, if he is a Toronto Blue Jay, I can comfortably say this is probably a top 3 lineup in the American League. Is that a hot take? Probably Yankees up there.
The Orioles would be up there.
Yeah.
It's a great
But
lineup.
all the best lineups in the American League would be in the East, which is the shittiest part about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other team really competing outside of the American League East with the better lineup if the Jays got Alonso.
Like the Rangers, maybe.
Yeah, the Rangers probably are up there as well. I mean, they have
You just gotta take some step ups from some of their rookies too,
yeah,
right? And some of their bounce backs, but that's a good lineup as well. It's a great lineup with Pete Alonso in it that is expecting to do a lot of damage if
yeah,
Pete Alonso is a Toronto Blue Jay.
yeah,
It's
and
it's different in the way it's not as well rounded. Like a Profar would come in here and run the bases better and play
yeah,
better. It's almost like you thought you needed a leadoff guy, so Profar being that was a nice seeming fit. But let's see what the Pete Alonso could do as well. Like if you just got guys who are gonna bash in the middle and find ways on base in other ways, it can work too.
yeah, and where I kind of had my moment in terms of like, fuck, this free agent signing really is going to screw with me. Seeing how little Jerkson Profar got kind of hurt. I'll be honest with you. I The Jays should have matched that no brainer, especially with where they're at. And I know I was talking about like, do I not want Profar? I saw people bring up like the advanced analytics, like his approach is way better, all that type of stuff. The Jerkson Profar deal for me would have been a no brainer signing.
Yeah, I don't think they really talk. They weren't even in Profar's top two by the end
Yeah.
of it. So
Yeah.
I didn't feel so bad after that. I think you could give them that. It's just we are going out, and I've said this before, to sign the two most volatile free agents in the class would be something special. Like to
Yeah.
finally spend the money and have two guys, Santander, that everyone's kind of down on that contract playing out well over a long period of time, and then you have Profar, who got DFA'd by the Rockies last year,
Yeah.
and then was one of the best hitters in baseball. Two volatile guys. I mean, they're not sure things at that point. So it would have been interesting to do. And I don't mind them taking a little bit of caution on one of them. Like if they went all out for both, interesting, but fine to show some old school caution from
Yeah.
Ross and those guys. And who knows if it'll work out or not? Like if you had if you had the two most volatile guys and they worked out in your favor for a cheaper contract, you're a genius. Like it would have been just a great tidy piece of work
Yeah.
if they were what they were this last season.
Yeah. And speaking about the Santander thing, we should touch on it more. I want you to send this clip to people that tell you the Jays got desperate and overpaid for Santander. Anthony Santander in 2025 is making 13.5 million. 2026, 16.5 million. 2027, 16.5 million. 2028, 14.75. 2029, 12.75. Obviously, there is 50 million of it deferred. It's not going towards the threshold for those years. He is essentially making less money than Profar. He is making less money than Tyler O'Neill. This was a great piece of business by Ross Atkins. And we're critical of him, obviously, but this is a very, very good deal for a guy coming off a 44 home run season. That's what it is.
Yeah, it seems spectacularly fair. It's what you wanted when we wanted this deal. We thought he was going to get overpaid. Sure. Is it this one's not going to come back in the ass to bite us because we overpaid Anthony Santander. It wasn't even going to bite us this offseason because they're ready to spend still. So that shows that it's not going to handcuff them. And that's really the only worry, but it's bad play is if you're going to handcuff them on future deals because you don't have enough money to spend because you gave it to a shit bum coming off a good year. I don't think he's going to be that.
Yeah.
But again, it's that deal, how it's worked out and how much it's going to on the tax threshold, like you said, is perfect for what the Toronto Blue Jays need at this point. It was a huge win, honestly, for I think mentally for Ross and those guys in the front office too.
Yeah.
But the best part was that it was going to spiral into something huge the next day. And that was going to be a lot of fun where Ross just gets on the horse and makes 2 or 3 moves. And the Scherzer Alonso thing would have been really cool to do in a big week. That would have been so much fun to be a part of.
So sick. And I got a message for New York Mets fans. When you have the team, the reporters for the team, reporters for other teams saying Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not going to get traded. And Pete Alonso, if he signs here, is not going to mean Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting traded. Why do these morons continue to insist Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to get traded to the New York Mets? He is not going anywhere. I will chop my dick off on a live stream if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets traded to the Mets this season. That is how comfortable I am saying this dude isn't going anywhere this year. That is how comfortable I am saying that. It is crazy, these dudes. Insane stuff. My entire mentions are Mets fans saying Vladdy's going to be a Met. No, he's not.
Oh, they're so sure he's a New York Met. It's insane.
He's not. Like, I just, it blows my mind. You have like millions of people saying it's not going to happen, and you still believe it. It's crazy. I get the delusion. You just signed Juan Soto, sure, but goddamn, dude, like, let's pump the brakes here. Honestly,
it was just as bad with the Red Sox too, though.
Oh yeah, the Red Sox one's kind of slowed down a little bit, though.
Well, it's because they thought it was going to be Soto, Devers, and Vlad. They thought they were going to have all three.
I would have stopped watching ball if that happened. If that happened, I would have been out, dude.
I know. I would have been. Why are they not targeting more right-handed power bats?
I don't know what the Red Sox are doing, and honestly, if I was a Red Sox fan, you can't. Again, if you're a Boston sports fan, you don't have the capacity and you're not allowed to complain because you will have won 7,000 championships in the last 20 years. But if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm looking at my ownership group and going, fuck you guys, dude. I find it like they have a young core built around Rafael Devers, which is a great piece to build around. And you have a chance to spend a little money while your players are cheap and sign Alex Bregman, which is a need you guys have at third base. And these motherfuckers are sitting on their wall because they don't want to add a fifth year. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like,
they haven't been spending a lot in general because
the only guy they traded for Garrett Crochet. That's it.
Yeah, Fenway Sports Group. How many teams do they own now?
Liverpool, the Pens.
Yeah, they own the Penguins.
Red Sox.
And I think they got in on another team too.
I think it's an NFL team.
I forget what it is, but it's always funny to hear them say that their ownership group cares about other sports more than their baseball team.
And I think they're actually having a bid to buy the Celtics as well.
Interesting.
So, yeah, again, you have a chance. And I will say, this is a true circle. If the Boston Red Sox get Alex Bregman, I'm kind of in hell. That's a pretty fun team.
It is a fun team. I think just like next season is so obviously go all in for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcelo Meyer are going to do at the big league level. As much as they want to say Christian Campbell is the best prospect they've ever seen. I mean, I've never seen him play real games. Yeah. But like the swing's not the most ideal, pretty looking swing in the world. Like, you can deal with rookie stuff as well. So I know. I think you kind of want to see what you have this year. Go with it. If they take the step and they're good, like some of their other rookies were last season, then the Red Sox can be really good and you buy at the deadline. But it's just so obviously next year, just go all in. Sure. Go with the starting pitchers that are available and get someone great.
There's not really a piece on the market, though, like Alex Bregman next year. Like a Kyle Tucker, but do they really need that outfield help?
I don't think they really need bats. I don't think that's going to be their thing.
You think it'll be pitching?
Yes.
Maybe bullpen. I mean, they took a flyer on fucking domestic abuser Aroldis Chapman. So
they have Liam Hendricks coming back to be their closer, right? That's
crazy in its own right as well. The unction in the bullpen. That verbal meme, the unction. You got fucking you got Aroldis Chapman and Liam Hendricks carving it up in the bullpen. Former Blue Jay, by the way, which is something that I keep forgetting that
starter
here. Was he here for a long time? I don't remember.
I remember him as a starter.
Okay. But where are you at with this team, Avery? Because obviously we talked about it last week. The Toronto Blue Jays win total is 76.5. I would like for you right now to make an appeal to the people on why this team will go over that. Give a sales pitch.
The worst baseball team in Toronto Blue Jays history, it felt like, won 74 games last year.
Yep.
Getting swept by the Miami Marlins to end the season. The worst bullpen of all time. The bullpen's immediately better. Like 3 wins better already.
Yeah.
There won't be a negative wins above replacement bullpen. So I think that gets you to 77 automatically. And then you add Bo Bichette. I think he's a 4-win player. It's not going to add up perfectly, but I think it's impossible for this team to go under 76.5 wins this season. Based on what they did last year, again, it could totally fall off the rails, but they're just way better team than they were last year.
Just before people in the comments call us delusional, we're not saying the team's going to win the goddamn World Series.
No,
I bet this team's going to win 77, 78 games. Like, that's not that crazy, especially based off of what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, last year, Bo Bichette was a legit pumpkin for this team and was injured 3/4 of the year. And this team still won 74 games. Like, I'm right there with you. Do I think this team's going to make the playoffs? No idea. The AL is so wide open, man. But 76.5 is a little bit disrespectful. Let's just call it what it is. Like
it was. Well, I've seen it up to 78.5 now.
Yeah, it's up now after the Santander signing and then the potential Pete Alonso news. But
that's why I had to get in early. I just don't want the AL Central to suck so bad again, where it ruins.
I don't know if it will, Avery. I think the Tigers are kind of good. Guardians are pretty good, and I think the Twins are going to be better.
Well, so no, those aren't the problem.
Well, we know the problem.
The one problem is the Chicago White Sox.
Does the MLB have a White Sox problem?
They need to ban them again, like
Shoeless Joe Black Sox style.
Yeah, just get them out of the league because it fucks the playoffs because they suck so bad. They're gonna be good in a couple of years. Their prospects that they got are
they have a lot.
They got 2 really good left-handed pitching prospects. They have 2 kids with the last name Montgomery who are really good, and then they got Kyle Teal as their catcher. They have 2 good catching prospects as well. They'll be all right in a couple of years.
Yeah, well,
but they just got Hagen Smith, the Arkansas guy. Noah Schultz is the other lefty.
Yeah,
they have some pieces. They'll be all right, but not this year. They won't be all right this year.
Yeah, they're going to be very bad. I looked at that roster and they should probably just brought back Maldi to craft.
They should have. The starting rotation is ass.
It's terrible.
I can't even remember.
I would kill
Jonathan Cannon is the only name I can remember.
He's actually fair. I don't think he's that bad.
No,
this is my thing. I would kill for the American League to have a team as shit as the White Sox, like American League East. Sorry.
Yes,
it's the team the Jays face. Like, what is it, like 16 times? I think they play in the division. I would kill to just be like, that's an auto sweep. That is a auto sweep. And that's what the White Sox are when the Guardians look at the schedule and see the White Sox. It's an auto sweep, to be honest with you. So must be fucking nice. But going back to the Pete Alonso thing, I didn't want to talk about this. I am so tired. And again, this is a Twitter thing. We're very heavily online of the fake source bullshit, man. Like, holy fuck. I don't know who this Doug guy is. And like I said, I have no affiliation or know who he is. But he is so certain the Jays signed Alonso. And he is saying, essentially, they agreed to it, but he's waiting for them. Like, it doesn't make any sense what this guy is trying to say, because I don't know what he is trying to say. Pete Alonso and the Jays do not have a deal, okay? I don't know where the people are getting this from. Like, the Winnie the Pooh guy is tweeting it. Lev Source, whatever the fuck his name is. That is not a thing. And I just don't get it. And, like, again, it's the King Sarcasm pandemic. The sarcasm pandemic, we're going to call it. It is just insane, the amount of people. It's the easiest impression tweets of all time. I get that. But holy shit, dude. Like, to just triple down, quadruple down. There's nothing signed yet. And the crazy thing is that sucks, Avery, is these dudes, let's say Pete Alonso does sign here, they're going to go back and say, told you. No, motherfucker, no, you didn't.
No, if it's not within a day or two, it doesn't really count that much. I agree with that, too. It is insane. That's the social media thing. It's how we got big. Like, anyone can kind of make a name for themselves.
Well, yeah, the Mitch White thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice for us. We'll take that. But then when you see it on the other side, it is kind of tough to see. And
ours was harmless, though. We said a guy was dating Margot Robbie. That is obviously
no, I'm saying we didn't do fake sources and fake break stuff, but I'm saying anyone has the chance to do whatever they want on the internet now. Yeah. So choose to believe who you want to believe. It's pretty obvious who you should believe, and it's the people who are really good at doing. We
had a Mets reporter say they're on the 10-yard line. What the fuck does that even mean? The 10-yard line. Like, I've heard 1-yard line, goal line, obviously. The 10-yard line? What the fuck are you? What does that even mean? But they
got all the way down the field. The job's not finished, though.
It's like, it's just the craziest. Again, it's the easiest way to do this. But one thing that was also funny from this Pete Alonso saga was Ben Verlander saying the Jays are going to have the worst defense of all time when they picked up can we say the best defensive second baseman in like baseball in the last like 10 years, probably?
Yeah.
And Jimenez, they got Dalton Varsho, who's a freak. Like, it just Ben Verlander, he deleted it so fast. He turtled because I doubled him in likes in that tweet. But God, that guy is just what a crazy tweet. The Jays just bring out some of the dumb in people, honestly.
It is funny. I've changed the way I've thought about things. You can't possibly watch enough baseball to cover every team in the league.
No chance.
It is not. It is not possible. And whenever you talk about someone else's team, when you're not watching every game, it's like unfair to the fans who do it, I think.
Yes.
Like you can't possibly watch every single baseball game all the time and know what's going on and be able to deal with it. I just think it's impossible. So the people who have to go on and talk about all the teams all the time, maybe I'll give them a little bit of a break, but it's just so hard to do. So relax. But Ben Verlander trying to do it, you deserve to get clowned if you're gonna say
backpedaled like a motherfucker. He deleted it and then just tweeted through it like nothing happened. I respect it. I absolutely respect it. But the next thing I want to talk about was the score versus Gate 14 again. A guy calling us clickbait merchants, essentially. Do you think, and again, Avery, I tweeted this. I'm pretty self-aware. I like to consider myself self-aware. Like if I do content that I think is cringy, I'll be like, that is cringy. To call Gate 14 clickbait merchants, I'm not going to call it other podcasts, but other podcasts have been making content out of fake source tweets. Those are clickbait merchants. We have been like pretty true with it. Avery tweeted.
I came up with like a half good idea.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't even the worst. It was a thought-provoking comment. I honestly thought the score guy doesn't know that some people wore captain patches in.
I don't think he does either.
I think that's where it started. So I said, should Vlad be named? We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Would you give Vlad the C, which is something Salvador Perez currently wears in baseball?
Jason Varitek had it.
Yeah. Aaron Judge is the captain of the Yankees. He doesn't have the C patch, but he's the captain. So I said, would you give Vlad the C if he signed an extension? It's like I want people to say no and yes. Like, it's not the easiest yes in the world because the Jays have never given it to someone. And then he said, "What the fuck he said the Moneyball meme. What the fuck are we talking about?"
Again, like 2 hours before he's used that meme multiple times. Like It's like, grow the fuck up, Michael Bradburn, you fucking bum. But the funniest thing was about that is he said the system failed us and we'll hack it somewhere. I got terrible news for you, Michael. Gate 14 is built on the backs of me and Avery and JR, obviously. Whatever you do is built off of a guy like another company. You work for the Score. You are a replaceable guy for them. Your last article was written 22 days ago. 22 days ago. You're currently in the war against work right now. So for you to say that we'll hack it somewhere, buddy, when ChatGPT replaces you, I'll be popping fucking bottles the day they fucking lay your ass off. But it's just such an unnecessary shot at us for no reason when it was like an actual normal question. Like, Vladdy's Canadian. Would it be cool to see Vladdy wear the C if he signed here forever?
You call us hockey guys.
Yeah, and then that's the meanest thing he's ever said. Calling us hockey guys. Meanwhile, his entire Twitter is literal hockey tweets. So it's sad. It's sad, to be honest with you. And again, the Score just continues to just dig a hole. And he said that we're not creating creative content. Brother, you work for the Score. Your entire model of business is using other people's content. So just shut the fuck up.
A lot of companies do that.
Well, fair, but theirs is their entire like TikTok page is other people's interviews and all their articles. So it's like, just shut the fuck up. But going back into the J stuff, Avery, Gate 14 house, we tweeted it.
Yep.
Awesome house. The camera guy interviews, I did reach out to them. Maybe tomorrow, Tuesday, whenever Avery's feeling better, we could do it. I was contemplating recording it and like making like a type of YouTube video out of it, but I feel like it'll be better if we just kind of announce the camera guy at spring training, have him there, show who he is, because we have some characters.
I have a couple thoughts. We got some all-time.
We got some characters, and that's the Gate 14 difference.
People without really cameras.
They're already off the list.
So a guy, I know this guy's really nice. He's from Germany, and he said he'll get himself there. We can't pay for that.
No, we can't.
just be in Toronto, and because I want us to leave on the same flight, so we don't have to worry about you coming at a different time. We
Yes.
don't have the camera, so
Yes.
just be close to the city.
Yeah,
So we
there's some good recipients. There's some guys that are like professional camera guys. Like some of these videos that they've sent to us where I've seen them, I'm like, some pretty good fucking shit, to be
yeah,
honest with you. But the guy from Germany was awesome. That
yes.
one was funny. I'll give him the interview. I'll give him obviously the time of day just to kind of see where he's at. But we had another guy who literally just emailed us and said he's married, lives in the Midwest USA, has a wife, and just loves Gate 14 and wants to be involved with it. And I think he essentially said, like, I'll pay for my own flight as well. It's like, we need those type of people. Obviously, we're still in the growing stage of Gate 14. Once we're able to afford a camera guy and just drop the bag for them, sure. But there's some leaders in the clubhouse. I know Avery talked about a kid who has camera equipment from his university. I don't know how that will pan out. To be honest,
We're gonna have to talk about the logistics of that one
yes.
before we go.
But there is some.
But he's
very,
talented.
very,
He's talented at least.
yes, yes. There's a lot of talented guys, and obviously it's awesome just kind of seeing people apply for this type of shit just to want to be with us. So it's a cool opportunity. I was saying, I was telling Curtis and Alto, like, we should have a guy sign an NDA, hanging out with us. Just they can't reveal our secrets, but obviously I'm joking. But yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited for spring training, man. I've already reached out to some guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I did the Will Wagner reach out because his dad,
Yeah,
for the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
Just like, hey man, congrats. Happy for your family. Would love to see you at spring training. He said, yeah, let's do something. So
Let's fucking go.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and another breaking news with Gate 14. We have another addition into the group chat, Maxima Finneganov Truthers with Davis and Ernie and Alto and Curtis. Welcome to Joey Loperfido into the group chat. We got a squad now in there.
We do.
But spring training's gonna be good. The house is gonna be awesome. The content's gonna be
I know for sure. We talked about this before. We have a pool there. The pool is not gonna fucking work.
Oh, no doubt in my mind. I know the OG Gate 14 listeners know. Last year, our flights, the company just went back from 3 weeks before we were supposed to leave for Florida. So yeah, anything is possible with Gate 14, man. I truly, truly wouldn't doubt the pool not working.
I know. I think it's just a no-brainer. No way that thing is
No
going to
pool.
work at all.
No pool. But yeah, and I've had some people reach out about potentially doing like a Gate 14 meetup. If enough people reach out, maybe I'll reach out to Bowser, see if we can do something pregame there.
Or we can just show up at Bowser's and have
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll just say like Gate 14 meetup at Bowser's. If you're there, come. If not, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like some people aren't out spring training at those times, so it'll be fun. But I'm trying to be optimistic, and I had a guy today say a tweet at me, something that was pretty cool and pretty optimistic as a Toronto Blue Jays fan, and I kind of wanted to read it because it's a pretty good mindset to have. He's trying not to get too excited about Pete Alonso and the Max Scherzer.
Yeah,
he's just happy we got Anthony Santander, and he's hoping for a Vlad extension. Pretty good mindset.
Seems pretty doable.
Pretty doable. Pretty doable. Are you gonna become Mud Boy if the Jays end up extending Vladdy?
Why would I become Mud Boy?
Dunk on people? It'd be kind of awesome. I mean, I will. I have tons of.
I have no need to dunk on. It's not my game.
I have tons of tweets already saved. If the Jays
yeah, I mean, when we see the tweets and we call them dumb, that's my dunking on people for their tweets. I just think it's stupid. But I would be very excited for him to get that extension done, man. Just right in time.
Would be cool to go into the season. You know, it'd be better if he announced it when we got the spring. But actually, he wouldn't because he said he's waiting until like the deadline's the first game, I think, or like when they report.
Maybe the first day.
Yeah, first day. So,
but a bunch of those guys are got to be going down to Dunedin soon, right?
Because I believe Will's already there.
Yeah, I think we talked to Ernie this week, and he said the 3rd or the 4th they were going down.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Too bad. No,
I would too. I mean, that facility's fucking insane.
Yeah, that is. I mean, when you're in Upper New York, and then you can go down to Florida for a little bit, paid for. I think it's a pretty good spot to be in.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the Bills?
Yeah, we can go into it, man.
You did the silly thing again.
I bet against Patrick Mahomes. And listen, do I regret it? Yeah, obviously I regret it. But god damn it, man, the Bills, like I know a lot of our listeners are Bills fans. Bills, Jays, Leaf fan. I don't know who's got it worse.
Born
I
born
mean,
born after 95.
yeah, it's
Or
like
when did the Bills lose all those Super Bowls? Was
uh
that was early 90s, was it not?
93, 94, 90, or 91, 92, 93, something like that. It's early in the 90s. I know that, but congrats to Loperfido, Eagles in the Super Bowl. Mahomes is inevitable. And I was thinking about this today. Like, imagine rooting for a team like that. Like, imagine rooting for like the Toronto Blue Jays. It's like every year. I mean, obviously baseball is way different, but every year it's like we're going to the World Series.
I
Or we're
know.
going to the championship series.
AFC Championship, what, 7 or 8 in a row? It's like the Dodgers. You don't even need to play the regular season. It doesn't matter until the playoffs start.
It's wild. It's wild. And I feel for Ernie. He's a massive Bills guy, ride or die. So
I mean,
uh,
it's silly again. Like just the loser franchise. It sucks.
yeah,
Where-
it's I can't. There's not much else to say for our
Like
boy.
where do you go with that franchise besides just get up and at it again and try next year?
I'm pretty sure they have tons of cap though, so they can get a wide receiver. They obviously need. I mean, Matt Collins is pretty sick today, but yeah, it's tough to be a Bills fan, tough to be a Bills Jays fan. To be honest with you, but yeah, it's not great.
Yeah,
And
Leafs in there too. Like
yeah, Leafs lost to the Sens yesterday. But yeah, it's just wild stuff, and I mean, we're in baseball season now. That kind of, I'm not going to say, I guess we're not fully in baseball season, but I'm really starting to think it's like, once after the Super Bowl hits, it's like, all right, now we're next up.
that was always the best tweet from like baseball history or the worst account you've ever seen on Twitter when we were like 16, saying how many days pitchers and catchers report as soon as the Super Bowl ended.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that too. But
Yeah.
people will be there. You'll see people in uniforms, some bullpen videos, and we'll be cooking, man.
Talk ourselves into some guys. See Jeff Hoffman in a Blue Jays jersey. See Santander.
I'm ready to see some Trey Savage spring training stuff.
I don't think he got an invite to big league spring training, Abe.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he didn't get an invite to big league camp.
I mean, he's never played a minor league game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll probably be like a late inning addition or something like that in a spring training
There's
game.
a non-zero chance that Trey Savage pitches for the Jays this year. Like, I can't see him starting lower than AA.
I think he'll start in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
He's older.
Yeah.
If you throw him in, obviously Dunedin's a crazy place to say. Like, if you throw him in Vancouver, that'd be kind of dumb. No,
it would be kind of dumb. You probably don't want to put him out there.
Yeah,
I'd keep him. Yeah, I'd probably start him in AA.
I think he's starting AA. Yeah,
find a way to pitch. I mean, he was advanced as a college arm, so it doesn't feel stupid at all.
Fuck it, throw him up in AAA. let's just go from there. But
I mean, the lack of arms, it's like fuck.
You might as well, dude.
I
honestly.
think he'll see AAA and not that long of a time.
Yeah, I'd love to watch him pitch at AAA. He's our guy now, so I'd be cool to see. But
I think he could do the Manoah route of how quick he could get up.
Manoah was here fast.
He was.
Yeah, very fast.
I had my first real fight with Jeremy Roach when we were working together. He's like, he's not developing long enough in the minors. I said, he's just running through everyone. There's no reason for him to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And that was our first big fight we had.
Especially college arms, man. Like college arms, they could translate a little bit better.
Obviously, workhorse college arms too. Not
Paul
like,
Skeens is a crazy example, obviously, but like
he's not though. But like Savage was that dominant. Like, sorry, scaled. He was insanely dominant in college baseball.
Yeah.
Like if he does that to hitters, how do you think he's gonna need more? Just who he is. If he's that dominant against these hitters, doesn't matter how long he's.
I say if he goes like 3 starts in AA where he just carves and shoves, you got it. Like, what the fuck are you waiting for?
I think I would do most of the starts in AA before I would do AAA.
AA is a harder. I think AA is I've had baseball players say AA is the hardest league to get out of. Like,
they have they like to say that it's the all the younger guys are in AA.
Yeah.
The more talented, and then AAA you get a lot of the 4A guys who come back and stick around down there.
Yeah. Again, Trey Savage making a start for the Blue Jays this year would be absolutely scenes. Maybe we'll do a segment of yes or no or something like that, and we'll bring up a scenario and you say like good chance it happens, bad chance or no chance it happens, because that'd be kind of fun. But Trey Savage, 87th ranked prospect in baseball. I saw
I think he was 88 and
Namala.
Namala was 87.
Yeah.
There's a guy at Baseball America who we need to shake his hand.
Yes. He's
He's
fighting
the
the good
guy.
fight.
He is the guy who does all the Jays stuff, and he's the guy who's like boots on the ground looking at these prospects, and he says the Jays have the most underrated system in baseball.
I
Yeah,
love that.
he just doesn't they don't get enough love.
I
So
love that.
shout
That's
out to
fair.
Jeff. Yeah, shout out to Jeff.
Shout out Jeff. Keep
He's
fighting the
fighting.
good fight for that shit farm system, man. I
Yeah.
said I want them all traded, but yeah, it would be funny. And another thing, can we get the name Luis Robert out of Blue Jays fans' mouth? That's just not happening. The dude is the most biggest, I guess I'm not gonna call him a question mark, but the dude was dog shit last year.
He was
like
really bad.
Like legit a janitor for the White Sox. Again, situation might have been a little bit different.
That's what I did text some guys that like I understand having no motivation being on the worst baseball team to ever play Major League Baseball.
But he's not coming here. And I guarantee you, if the word's out there, the Jays are offering these prospects for him, they could easily match it or one up it, probably. But
yeah, I don't think they are going to get Luis Robert.
what's the deal with Ricky T, man? The guy's made more TikToks. That I mean, I don't know. He's our guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's our guy, but like, his family leaked my number. But like, what's the deal with Ricky T? I mean, I feel bad because he was the truth. Like, do you remember how sick it was last year watching him in spring training?
Yeah.
Like, Ricky T last year was dynamite. 98 left side, made big league hitters look like morons. Fuck. You know, it sucks.
I think he was just dealing with that arm injury all year, kind of.
Yeah.
That was his thing.
Dealt with it multiple times now.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, if baseball doesn't work out, he can play linebacker for someone in the NFL.
For sure. He is God. Do you remember when we met him at the casino? He
just
is
the biggest human I've ever seen.
like ridiculous. Like he touched me, he like grown manned me. And I'm like, I'm 8 years older than you. Like he's yoked, tatted everywhere. By the way, is that an American thing now? Like, I see these MLB Pipeline tweet out these prospect highlights of like high school kids. They're all yatted, like just full sleeve. Max Clark, full sleeve when he's like 16.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think it's post signing bonus tattoos you get.
Yeah, well, there's a kid, Kason Franklin. He's brothers with Cole Franklin. He's 17, full sleeve.
That's
like
insane.
Holy shit.
I remember being at the casino. It was like me, you, my brother, Nate Pearson, Mitch White, Ricky T. It's like standing beside monsters.
Nate had to buy us the beer, remember? Because we couldn't get beer at the casino because we didn't have our passports.
Yes, that was true.
Yeah.
We had to sneak it around like we were in
it was like
ninth grade again.
Fucking high school. But yeah, that was a good story. That's we'll tell it on Gate 14 tells all one day. But yeah, it's again, I'm looking forward to ball season, man. And I guess the bigger we get, the more we get called Rogers shills. I think we've been pretty critical of the team, to be honest, pretty critical of management, but we get called Rogers shills, which is something that I got to work on. Just saying, like, because no matter what you say, like people
we have no sponsors. That's what all you need to say.
Yeah, it's like we have a silent investor, Rogers, 50 grand an hour.
Yeah, that's why we both live.
I actually want TJ Stats, if you're listening to this, or Vlad the Builder. I want a picture of me and Avery, like a Bleacher Report type picture, just a picture of us with just 50,000 on the, and then under it we'll do Rogers payment per Gate 14 episode. And then I'll get that out there for the people. But yeah, it's just the Rogers shill thing's insane. I mean, again, there's a difference between us saying like look forward to baseball season and us just throating the Toronto Blue Jays front office. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. But do I think this team's gonna be that good? I think they're going to be over 76.5 wins good, but they're not going to be world beaters this season. That's for damn sure.
No, I think my thing is just be patient with it because we got the Santander deal. Like good things can still happen when they're willing to spend money. If they don't trust him that much where they tell him to stop spending money, then it's time for them to go and get out of here. So, I mean, I wish the draft had gone better. I wish that every single draft has gone better.
Not great.
Just like how can I beat my head into the wall 162 games if the team sucks and I hate the front office?
Well, we dealt with it last year. It was, I mean, the live stream stopped. I mean, obviously, because it was legit the worst offense and worst bullpen to kind of watch, to be honest with you. So It made sense, but I'm just hoping this year to be better, man. I just want it to be better. Would it be awesome to be a team contending for a playoff spot in August this year, and the live streams mean something, and we're going to the ballpark and they mean something? Yeah, I'll hand up. I would enjoy to watch meaningful baseball, not just waste the year like we did last year. But the positive from last year is Vladdy took a step forward. This is a very crucial year for Vladdy, obviously, because he's never been able to do it back to back, Dave.
Nope.
Never been able to do it back to back. And this is the thing with Vladdy. So if he
hasn't been able to do it for a playoff team either.
Yeah. Hasn't been able to do it for a good team. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Vlad does this year, man. I really am. And then Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette contract here is gonna fucking, oh my god, he's gonna have like a 160 weighted runs created plus. So then
he's gonna walk himself right to Wrigley Field after.
Oh, he's the most obvious fucking covered Dodger.
Oh, Dodger would be insane.
Oh my god, Dodgers get him. I'm done. By the way, congratulations to 44-year-old Roki Sasaki being the number one prospect in baseball. Congrats, bro. Congrats, brother.
That's so good. All right, I got some listener questions here. Shorter. There's not much to do besides the Pete Alonso talk, and kind of finish off on Santander. Glenn wants to know if we want Grichuk or Verdugo.
Say that question again for the people.
Randall Grichuk or Alex Verdugo?
If the Jays shift from getting Pete Alonso and Max Scherzer to the corpse of Randall Grichuk and that loser Alex Verdugo, I might boycott. I'm not joking. I'm truly like, I would rather the Jays just trot out like prospects to play in the outfield. Like Alan Roden is more intriguing name for me, and that's a lot from me saying that. Than Randall Grichuk and Alex Verdugo. I'm sorry, dude. I cannot talk myself into Alex Verdugo. He is such a loser. Like such a fucking loser, Avery. I can't do it.
You can't handle that much ice on the field?
No, I can't. Can't do it.
Jay Gamer wants to know if we're PlayStation or Xbox people.
PlayStation.
Mets fan club tweets out, Boris is making Pete Alonso look very unlikable. He better wake up before he finds himself playing in Canada.
Again, we're not in Iraq.
I mean, where's Pete Alonso from? I know he went to Florida. Is he from Florida?
He's from Florida.
So I might feel like that for him.
Yeah. I mean, we're not Iraq. We're not like an active war zone, but
who are we looking out for during spring training in terms of trying to make the opening day roster?
I think David Schneider's that name, right? Is that crazy to say?
No, even the Alan Roden types.
Yeah.
And then all of the in-between bullpen guys, like Fluharty, Jennings, TJ Brock, obviously just got Tommy John. I think those types are maybe someone who can make the team. And then you're looking, I don't think it's, you could just put Barger, Jimenez, Loperfido. I mean, I think Loperfido is obviously fine to make that. Those type of guys in this as well.
I think Loperfido is kind of a lock to make the team.
I think so too. Absolutely. Yeah. And then, like Wagner and Arelvis too. Those are guys who are going to be there.
Yeah.
It's Scott Boris hurting players rather than helping them with his lengthy negotiating process.
It's worked in certain instances, like the
did not work last year.
Yeah, this year it's worked. Juan Soto got paid. Corbin Burns kind of went to where he wanted to go, right? It's the only guy it's kind of screwing him with is Pete because there's no market on first baseman. Not really a good market for first baseman.
And we're not that late yet.
Yeah.
It's
if it creeps into like 2 weeks into spring training, then I'll be like, he just fucked over Pete Alonso.
Yeah, because you saw what happened to Montgomery last year, that he dropped Boris after it took him that long to get that deal. That's when you need to worry about it. We're not that late yet, in my opinion. Okay. Thoughts on Steve Cohen being blunt and saying the whole signing process with Alonso is hard, or is it just mind games?
It might be mind games. I also think it's him I think it's him putting pressure on Pete Alonso to say, your agent better fucking snap out of it or you're not going to be where you want to be. I honestly think that's what it is, to be honest.
It's the most obvious negotiating tactic, is what I'm saying. I don't like how it's structured, make it work and we can find something. But as of right now, we're going to move on. Are we hitting up any games during the first homestand? I have a confession to make. I have to go to fucking Dallas, Texas, opening weekend. It's so
Wedding.
I know one of my best buddies I grew up is getting married in Dallas, but I forced us not to leave on the Thursday. I told my girlfriend she wanted to leave on Thursday. I said, "There's no chance I am
Yeah.
leaving on Thursday on opening day."
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe that game, but that's all I can do.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to a Rangers Red Sox game that weekend, but I'll still be tapped in, obviously.
Mhm.
Orioles is an interesting opener.
It
Kind
would
of
be
sucks.
hilarious if Jay swept them.
Yes. Who do you think Pete Alonso would get along with best in the clubhouse?
I think I think the Chris Bassett relationship, obviously, probably Bassett.
Okay.
He's a very weird motherfucker, dude. I like,
He can hit a goddamn baseball, but
but he is a weird guy.
yeah.
Weird. Very
I'll
weird.
be fine. I'm not in the clubhouse. I don't have to see Pete every day.
Yeah.
So if he's
I
hitting
really
home,
don't know who he'd get along with. Zach Pop? Actually, yes.
that is exactly.
He is the most. Pete Alonso and Zach Pop would be stepbrothers. They'd be inseparable. They really would.
Young guy we might see this season. You're the highest on. I'm a Relvis pilled. I'm concerned as to why he left the Dominican Winter League after 4 games. But I'm a Relvis
Needed
pilled.
to re up the steroids.
He
I'm looking forward to Will Wagner, man. I mean,
That's a good
obviously
one
he's not
too.
a young guy, but the fact that this guy last year put up unbelievable numbers, to be honest. I think he had 350. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Wags, to be honest. I think Will Wagner would be a fun bat to watch this year.
Yeah, I think he just takes the most obvious into what Horwitz did last year. That leap.
And
Just kind
man, Horwitz was so fun to watch. Holy shit.
of they're the same where it's just like competitive at bats.
Yes.
You're gonna get up there, you're gonna grind
Yeah.
and win with a single to right field, and we'll be
Yeah.
happy.
The odd home run.
The odd home run.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the insane amount of fake insiders that have popped up on Twitter since
Yeah.
the Saki sweepstakes? We kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
Who should we dump the farm to trade for? I don't think we're really in a spot to do that right now.
I'll say it, Avery, in a name that I've been flying out there, and I do feel terrible for Padres fans. Dylan Cease would be fun.
Yeah, 1 year left with him.
Yeah. And I don't think it would take that much. Like,
The
would an Orelvis, Ricky T,
They'll probably get it done.
would that get it done, you think?
Maybe a little more added onto that. Like
Yeah.
you would have to think. Maybe not. Like just look at kind of what Soto got and just subtract from there.
Yeah.
Um, how come we never hear rumors about the Blue Jays and trade targets? It's pretty obvious they don't like anything getting out.
They don't like nothing getting out. I mean, they broke the Hoffman signing. By the way, an insider that I talked to, or a pretty decent amount, he had the Hoffman signing 24 hours before it was released.
Nice.
But he said like he needed one more text confirmation for it. But yeah.
Someone wants to know when the T-shirts are returning. They got to be soon because we got to pay the CRA. We gotta pay our taxes.
Yeah, we could drop them. I mean,
We got to come up with a design. We'll figure something
yeah,
out.
we'll figure something out.
Outside of Blue Jays players, who are you locking in as unexpected players to have a big 2025?
Huh.
It's the most obvious. Junior Caminero does the Vladdy thing at a minor league park this year.
Yeah. Fuck,
The
I forgot about that.
The
God
breakout.
damn it. That ball flies there too.
Yeah.
That ball, I mean, Vogelback hit a bomb off Garrett Cole there. So yeah, that ball absolutely flies there. Yeah, fuck, I didn't think about that.
So I'll say Caminero is mine. As long as he doesn't hit the ground balls, he's gonna be a hell of a player, man.
Yeah.
Someone wanted to know if Ernie could come on the pod to perform Mr. Brightside live
Well,
if the Bills
I
win.
got terrible news about that. I will not be texting Ernie about the Buffalo Bills for the next couple days.
Someone here is talking about look through some trades rather than free agent when it comes to pitching. Dodgers need 40-man spots and have too many pennant starters. The Dodgers are a good team to trade with. They do have a lot of those. Thoughts on the Just Baseball podcast, giving Gabe 14 and specifically Johnny a shout out?
Yeah, Peter's my guy. I got that clip sent to me a couple times. Shout out Peter, man. Yeah, he's a rider. He knows the content we're doing. I think he tried to bring us onto his network a couple years ago or a
He
year
tried to get
ago.
in early. Good.
Yeah.
He's got a brain
He's
for
an
it.
early investor. Shout out Peter. Shout out Adam. All those guys over there. They do a great job. Just baseball. It's their full time job. So,
Yeah.
and it's their own network. So,
Obviously
shout
got
out to
something good going for them.
yeah.
From Mr. Baby, he's doing his thing again. The Jays are signing Alonso to trade Vlad, and you guys pretend that's not the case.
That's just not happening, man. That's just not happening.
How do you think David Schneider is going to do this season?
I'm buying David Schneider stock. I'm fucking David Schneider. I'm buying all the stock. Listen,
It's low right
it's
now.
low.
That's why you want to get in on the
That's
ground
why you
floor.
want to get in. Like, are we just forgetting like how good he was 2 years ago? And then he was pretty good at the start of the year last year as well. Then kind of struggled a little bit with like the
Yeah, we're just dealing with some sample size issues.
yeah,
We don't really know what he is yet, in my opinion.
yeah, and a lot and like again, man, if you get a chance, you could be good, man. I mean, Ernie Clement, first time becoming an everyday player last year for the Blue Jays, posted a 3.4 B WAR. Like there is opportunities for you, especially on this team, man. And if I'm comfortable saying this is Davis Schneider, I want to say of his career, his biggest spring training of his career. Like this is the crucial. He has to show signs of like the old Davis Schneider, and he has to show like a little bit of plate discipline, right?
Well, that's what I thought his calling card was going to be. Was going to be the plate discipline, but
Yeah,
kind of left him for a little bit.
yeah,
The chase rate went crazy high.
for
And he
sure.
started to struggle.
Yeah,
So yeah, and again he lost a playing spot. You have Anthony Santander to play left,
yeah,
or someone to be out there, unless maybe Santander they're gonna pencil in mostly at DH. Yeah, he lost a ton of playing time for a guy who's gonna make a lot of money.
yeah.
So that's tough. It is a big spring training for him. Who on the Blue Jays would be the best wrestler?
I think Kirk would be a funny one.
Kirk would be. I mean, just low man wins.
Yeah, low man wins. Who would be the best wrestler?
I think Davis would be a great wrestler.
Davis, yeah, kind of has the. I think George Springer would
Too
be a
tall,
funny one.
man. You got to get the shorter guy.
By the way, we didn't talk about this. Whit Merrifield in my comments, body bagging George Springer. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. That was very funny.
For those that don't know, I tweeted that. What if the biggest acquisition this off season is George Springer getting hair? And Whit Merrifield said he's got 3 haircuts left. I don't know. I don't know. Just a body bag from the clouds from Whitley Merrifield just being online. Shout out Whit. Just
He doesn't have a job yet, does
no,
he?
he doesn't. But
He's
shout
the
out
most
Whit.
obvious next guy on foul territory too.
Yes.
Just
So then we're gonna have to start to kind of like him.
the next. No, we can like Witt. He was good to us. Luis Robert or Fernando Tatis Jr. Which one should Atkins trade for? I would go Tatis over Luis Robert.
Let me make
any
this
day.
very clear, Avery. Fernando Tatis Jr. is not going to get traded. One of the most team-friendly contracts in the entire sport of baseball, not named Ronald Acuna Jr., obviously, AA masterclass. But Fernando Tatis Jr. is not going anywhere. He is so sick.
He is cool.
Like, no, they're not going to trade him ever.
Is Will Wagner a trade piece if we sign Pete Alonso? No,
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, I just think he can hit.
I will say I'm excited to watch Jimenez play second. I'm not a defense slut, but
Whenever you say Jimenez, I just think Leo immediately. I was like, why
No.
the fuck would you care about Leo?
no, I don't care about Leo,
Second.
unfortunately.
Andres Jimenez, yes.
Andres
Will
Jimenez.
Wagner should be getting some reps in that third base, I think.
Yeah.
This year. So I watched.
We'll talk at spring. We'll talk to him at spring. We have him on.
Yeah,
the
well, I
pod.
watched some Arizona Fall League Championship tape where Will Wagner's playing in at third. The arm's not amazing. Like it would be nice if he had his dad's arm, but
Yeah. Shout out, Bill.
yeah, shut up, Bill. He can pick it pretty well
Yeah.
at third. I don't think he's going to be a ton of range defensively either side. But again, he picked it okay. There was just one play to start. I think it was Austin Martin who's hitting. Like it was from a while
Oh
ago.
my God.
And he's in on the
Shit,
dirt,
man.
and he makes a play to start the game at the
Yeah.
Arizona Fall League. But interesting how they're going to use Will Wagner. Absolutely. What SPF sunscreen should I be using? At least 40.
Yeah, I think. What's the highest one?
I think you can get like 80.
Okay, I want to say 50. I tan pretty good though, so I don't really need sunscreen.
All right, I think that's the end. There's a bunch here. It all seems to be Yeah, all seems to be about Pete pretty much. Thank you everyone for the
Yeah, thanks
questions.
everyone for submitting. Obviously, the Pete Alonso stuff's a little weird. I don't think we'll hear anything about it this week, probably. But yeah, we're getting closer, man. 1 month, I believe, till the first game on the 28th. I think it is. Or no, the 28th is when we're there. We're less than a month away from the first game.
That's awesome. That's so sick.
Yeah, day baseball. It's spring training, so I mean, we'll only really watch kind of like the first 3 innings of it, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll be nonetheless. So as always, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, leave a review. We love you guys, man. Gate 14 forever. And the next time we talk to you guys will be next week, probably. I'm trying to reverse jinx, no move happening. So we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Enjoy the week. And we'll talk to you guys in 7 days.